Welcome to another Secret Influence TV interview. I'm Nick Ronald, and today I've got Adam Duval, who's the founder of Mental Health Warriors, Mental Health Warriors TV. Welcome, Adam.
Hello.
To start, do you want to explain why you founded Mental Health Warriors and Mental Health Warriors TV? Let's just start with that.
Yeah, the start of it was basically through mental health, our own experience, and I wasn't in a good place um, with struggles, with depression, anxiety, trauma. Basically, my intentions were that year, 2019, death. Plain and simple, death. And part of me didn't want to do that, but obviously I did attempt it. And basically, I got a call to say, of Philip Chan, who sadly passed away 2 years ago. Um, what are you doing, Adam? And I went, what are you talking about? And I got on with him. I can not one bad thing to say about Phil. Really have.
Sure.
Um, and they said, you've got potential. You need to start helping people. So I went, right, okay, then I'll do that. And and then we got together a week later on a Zoom, and we were just brainstorming ideas. And then he mentioned the word warriors. I'm like, okay, what about we put that together, mental health warriors? And he went, brilliant, let's try it. So Kerry created the group, I created the page, and I thought, you know what, this is just going to be a temporary thing. So I was inviting everyone on my Facebook friends list. It got to about 80 likes, 90 likes, 100 likes. I'm like, okay, right, something's happening. Then it dropped again to about 95. So I'm like, this ain't going to happen. So after about a week, I was ready to click the delete button. And Kerry went, no, 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 just hold on, just hold on. And here we are in 2025, and we're still going.
That's just shows that's something you weren't sure was going to last, and it's sort of
Yeah.
5 years later. That's quite incredible. So, what is people who watching this and haven't seen your channel yet? What is Mental Health Warriors and Mental Warriors TV? But perhaps
Okay,
start with that.
well,
And how's it? Why? And sort of how does it help people? Or what is your mission with it? So, start with what is it? People don't know.
the mission is plain and simple. We are all born with a voice box, but we're scared. We're programmed to be scared to use it. Obviously, we're not allowed to be vulnerable, especially as men. We're not. We're supposed to be these dominant, masculine individuals, protectors, but we're not allowed to show any sort of emotion. So what we do, I don't want to say me. I say the mental health warriors is everybody's. And so, what we do as a panel discussion is we invite everybody from all over the world, because it's not just mental health isn't just UK based;
Sure.
it's global. We invite people from all over the world every single Friday to come onto the show. Are they going to be anxious? Of course. Are they going to be scared of what's going to come their way? Of course they are. That's normal. But we are reassuring them through a discussion by removing that idea that it's an interview, because we don't do interviews. It's a discussion with questions. Anyone can ask a question, and we just go with the flow, and we get them to gain that confidence through their story, to bring that awareness, to see if it can help anybody else.
And following on from that, it's because obviously I've been on the show, so
Yes.
it's not about giving this is the answer, do this and you'll be okay. It's more
No.
about discussion, raising awareness, and yes, everyone shares their own. their own suggestions or what's worked for them. But it's not about
Mhm.
giving. There's never one way, is there? It's more. Would you say it's more about raising awareness by
It's
discussing it? It's off.
yeah, it's
Different.
bringing that awareness to the table. But we don't just speak about mental health. We speak about absolutely everything from mindset to addiction to mental health to autism and SCM. We speak about everything. We bring everything to the table, and if people's got a story about it, well, we want to hear it and we want to get it out there.
And uh, you've been going for I think 5 years, so
Since
2019,
2019, yeah.
2019. I know it's quite impressive. How many do you know how many people you've had on the show roughly?
Well,
I
we've
know
done
it's
over
quite impressive.
800. We've
I
done
knew it
over
was,
800 videos.
yeah, so yeah, I knew
Over
it
800.
was a high number. And
Yes.
how do you find people to show? Do you have a sort of criteria or
There's no well,
no?
the only criteria is have a story, and everybody's got a story. It doesn't matter what age you are, you've got a story, and we want to hear it, and we want to get people here listen to it because growing up, this is one of the reasons why I do these things because, and I want to get people's stories out there because I've got a story. I've got many stories, and I was restricted from getting it out there. I kept it all bottled up. And what it's the lesson it's taught me is if you keep it bottled up, it's going to do more damage to you than good. It's going to do more damage. So, best thing I ever did was tell someone that I'm struggling and I need help. So ever since that, I just speak out about my issues, and we keep going from there.
I like that. Yeah, everyone's got a story. It's so true, isn't it? And perhaps
Yes,
there isn't perhaps enough opportunity for us to share our stories. You're very open, as you just said,
very
about
good.
your story and your
Yeah.
experiences and your journey. Do you, is it, do you feel, does it help you to share your story?
Yes.
Is that something, yeah.
Oh, it definitely helps, Nick. Definitely helps.
And what of all the people, do you find inspiring, of all the people you've had on the show and all the people you meet, do you find, that you're sort of encouraged or inspired by some of the stories you hear?
I'm very much inspired by a lot of stories, every story that's come out. And this is why I continue what I'm doing because I just love listening to stories. I don't use the stories to my advantage. I don't do that. I'm not like that. But I use it to help them. And that's why I always come out. If people watch the shows, I always come out with a deep, deep questions because I want to bring the best out in them.
Sure. I was going to say, because it's
I've
not,
done it with you.
yes, but so it's because it's not scripted at all. I think you said, that you avoid having scripted or giving the
Mhm.
questions to the people who appear. You want it to be authentic and natural and genuine, and I guess a bit
Yeah,
raw. And I guess that's the format, isn't it? Keep it real in
it
that
is.
sense. So there's no
It is because if the guest and the host, like half the time when we're on, even we don't know what to say. We don't know what questions to come up with, so we just go with the flow. But if the guest knows what questions are coming their way, then it takes away that energy, that inspiration of sinking people into that story and to see if it resonates with them, and it makes the whole show boring. And I
course.
don't like that.
No, I think that's part of the appeal, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have that, yeah, that raw aspect. And I know that you sometimes put a sort of trigger warning where
Yeah.
perhaps going to talk about something a bit sensitive or
Hmm.
something which could be perhaps shocking if you're not, to
Hmm.
some people. But I guess that reflects you're not shy for, you don't shy away from talking about subjects which can be shocking or sensitive. That's part of
No, no,
what you can
I'm
do.
open to talking about absolutely everything. I know one particular topic that's literally we've spoken about that's just come to me is the silence of suicide. We've spoken about suicide, we've spoken about self-harm, we've spoken about addiction, and all them are trigger warnings. And yeah, we keep going because we want this to happen. We don't want people to get triggered. We want people to be inspired.
Yeah, I think that what I strikes me is that it's not just it's almost like there's a community aspect with
Yes.
we're almost building a
Hmm.
community. There's it's not just a show people dial into. I mean, watch and then that's it. And
Hmm.
part of this I think is because as well as the weekly show, we have a Facebook group and there's different chat groups
Yes.
within that, so people can.
There is, yeah,
That's
obviously
new development. That's all a new development, isn't it? All these
the chat groups is new. Yes, that's been created in the last few days, which is doing really well
Mm,
because when it was created, obviously, for people that don't know, there's a general chat that's full of men and women. Everybody can be welcome there. Then we've got a men's chat. We've also got a women's chat that's specifically just for women. But now we've also got a fourth chat, which I'm just sticking with the four, is to talk about addiction.
right. Right.
Obviously, I know, I've currently got it Kings of Queen of Sobriety, but we're all struggling with some sort of an addiction, whether it's food addiction, whether it's pornographic addiction, whether it's shopping addiction, drugs, alcohol. We want them in there so then we
Mm,
can bring that awareness as well. And we can help people with it because we're
sure.
all in the same boat, but going in the same direction, but different methods.
Because I think one of the things that strikes me from some of the people that come on the show, we have a lot of points sort of come up again and again. And it's that when people go through something, they feel alone, and no one can
Yes.
relate to what they're going through, or they don't know who to turn to. And yeah, they're going for it alone and they feel they're alone.
Hmm.
And I guess that's one of the things about this is you're not alone. There's lots of people who have been through addiction,
Yeah.
and I think just that one thing can be helpful, but also you build a community of people can reach out to for support.
Yeah, well, because obviously there's over 16, well, almost 1,700 people in the group.
Right.
Um, we was hearing from people, which is brilliant, but we weren't hearing people enough. So when these chats were created, like the general chat, I put a message in, and then I had all these people messaging, and I'm like, you've not commented on the group before, you've not, or anything like that. And I fell in love straight away. I'm like, this is clearly what is needed. And now there's almost 80 people in the general chat, and it's clearly active all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So yeah, we keep going. So we understand if you don't want to post or comment or anything like in the group, fine. I know that because I remember being part of a group before, and it took me over a year to even put a comment. So
yeah.
I totally understand that fear. But if you want to even more private setting, the chats are there. The chat
I
is there.
guess yes. It takes some confidence or
Yes.
risk for
Yeah.
some people to speak out and share something in a group. I guess so. Yeah, that
Hmm.
private chat has that aspect of
Yeah.
private privacy.
Absolutely.
Would so a couple of things. If someone wanted to be on your show, could if what's the could they just message you directly? Do they go to the group? What's the Facebook group? What's the best way?
They can do anything. They can obviously email us. They can message one of us on the panel, whether it's you, Ashley, me, Richard, whatever. Um, yeah, if people want to post in the group that they're interested, fine. But we've also got an application form. If they message us that they're interested, we send them the application form and they fill it out. So only because we want a bit of information about them, not to use against them, it's just so we get to know them. So
Mm.
then we know what strength, what inspiring story they want to talk about. And we keep going and yeah, yeah, she's upstairs. So
So,
so yeah, we keep going, and if people want to be part of it, brilliant, because we're always looking for guests.
so yeah, just repeat that for anyone watching this show. If you want to find Mental Health Warriors, you can find them on Facebook. So just search for Mental Health Warriors on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, you
That-
you You can even ask to come on even during the show. Any comment, you're more than welcome to.
Wow. So yes, so Facebook, YouTube, Social Mental Health Warriors,
Yeah,
and you can post them. Yeah, you can message directly Adam or myself. Say you want to be in the show, we can have a discussion, and like I say, we can send you a form to get more details. So we can understand your background, what you want to talk about. So please do. But start, I
yeah,
guess, checking out the Facebook group. Check out the channel. Watch some of the
yeah,
videos, see what you think. What's looking ahead? So I know that the global it's starting to reach more countries. Interesting that you can see some of the sort of often these things. You can see some of the stats for where people are
yeah.
watching and dialing in from, and it must be quite exciting to see sometimes when a new someone from different countries starts watching. Or what is your? Do you have any plans or aspirations for how the group could develop? That looking ahead.
Um, at the minute, no, I don't.
Okay.
But I think we just keep doing what we're doing and growing it together.
Sure.
Because obviously, as you can see, there's almost 1,700 people in the group, and there's not one judgmental comment or anything like that. It's very much monitored on a daily basis, and obviously, if there's any negative things in it, they're instantly be booted or banned, whatever. And yeah, because we don't want people triggered or insulted. We want this to be a safe space for all men, women, and future generation. So let's grow this together.
I
This is what
think
I'm saying. Don't see it as a group. See it as a community.
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? A
Yeah,
safe space so that as long as people are respectful and
yeah,
courteous and yeah, that's basic things that we expect in life, respectful and courteous, and then it's a safe space so we can share
yeah.
anything we want to know that we're going to be respected, be kept confidential, and
Mhm.
that's the only sort of not policing. The only thing we do in that sense, policing it, is to make sure it is safe and it is everyone's
Absolutely.
being respectful and courteous. But otherwise, people can share what they want within that context.
Yep.
So just looking ahead over the next sort of few shows, what have we got planned? Do you give a highlight of the next sort of let's say 2 or 3 shows coming up so people know?
And I just need to have a look. What's on? I know there's one tomorrow, but I'm not on that one.
No.
That obviously that's about shattering the stigma of mental health. So we're actually going to shatter it. I know you're on it. I'm not, no, you're not. Are you?
I I I I
I don't know.
was down to do it, but I'm flexible. Flexible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know obviously Ashley and all that. Yep. So they're on. That's tomorrow 8 p.m. and then next week, the 13th, we're going at a later time at 9 p.m. And we're actually going to switch away from mental health and we're actually going to talk about how to safeguard autistics when
Okay.
they're in crisis.
Right. Right. Wow.
Yeah, even though my leg's going to be in absolute agony that night, but yeah, because 24 hours before I'm getting a tattoo. So there you go.
Oh, and what's it of? Can I ask?
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm getting a Wyatt's name
Okay,
on my
lovely.
leg with a
Lovely.
big dinosaur behind it.
Lovely. Wow. That's
Yes.
very touching. I often
Yeah.
think about
So,
doing the same with my son, getting Noah's.
well, I've already got tattoos,
No,
so
something.
why not? I
Yeah,
still need
why
to get
not?
Kerry's name because she's living with mine at the minute, so I need to like get it.
Fantastic. No, that's good. It's good commitment. Family is obviously very important. So that's good to
Yes.
that commitment. So what I was going to ask is a bit about. So we have different people on the show, but also, there's a bit of a core, I guess, group that's
Hmm.
involved in supporting the regulars of the show who support the show by appearing on regularly and perhaps doing some of the but admin side of it. So
Hmm.
I thought it might be interesting just to share some of that. I mean, obviously, there's myself, but we've also got I think a few other people. Do you want to share? I don't know. Just thought we could do a bit of a
On
shout.
the admin side, yeah, then
Okay,
obviously
which
there's
one? Too?
me, there's you, there's Ashley Bolzer.
Mm.
She's obviously the self care mama. She's obviously based in America. She's another admin. We've got Richard Kaufman, who's a comeback coach. We've got Dr. Gilly Corn, who shows up every now and then. She's obviously brilliant at what she does. So yeah, it's pretty much safe space.
I think that's a nice thing, really, is that we've got a mixture of people who in the show, and some like Dr. Jilly. She's a doctor. She's obviously got
Yes.
a professional background in a certain level of expertise that comes with that. And we've got, people bringing different experiences and different expertise or different
Yep.
experiences. We've got Richard, obviously, who's got a sort of, military background if you look backwards, but he's a coach, and I know you
Hmm.
won't mind me sharing. He's got obviously the aspect of trauma and addiction in his experience, in his story. Yeah, got a self-care mama. Ashley bringing her emphasis on self-care. So we've all got. I've got my own mental health stories and struggles I've been through, and I'm a coach and a writer, but yeah, we've all got some. We all bring different things to the table, and I guess that's it. If we all did the same thing, and we all had the same background, it wouldn't be such an interesting mix. We wouldn't be able to sort of contribute as much. So I think that's what makes it such an interesting meeting, isn't it? Because we all have different experiences.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm actually just currently checking the Mental Health Warriors page of which countries, because you mentioned about
So
countries
yes,
earlier, about who we're
very few.
actually reaching. And you
Yeah.
know what? I've got the list here, and I think it's brilliant. It really is. Like this is just the first like eight we're doing. So obviously we've got the UK, we've got the America, we've got Australia, we've got Canada, we've got Ireland, we've got the Philippines, South Africa, India, New Zealand, Kenya.
Wow, I think it's incredible. I think it reflects that, the issues we talk about, that people can relate to them from, countries around the world. These are things people, it's not just things that relate to people in the UK, where myself and you are from, Adam. These are things that people all around the world are going through and can relate to.
Yes,
And yeah, I find isn't it great
it
that
is.
we're growing, we're reaching more people, and people from the other side of the world are, dining in and watching it and find it.
I
It
know, I know.
Let's see how that list of countries grows over time. And there's a bit about yourself, Adam. So what are do you have any plans, for anything you want to share, with your own sort of,
My journey.
yeah,
Well, obviously I'm going to keep in sobriety because alcohol isn't the answer. Um, Obviously, I know I'm heading towards that 1 year mark. That's coming up, but obviously, I'm not focused on that just yet. I'm keeping it
sure.
one day at a time. Obviously, me and the family, we're actually looking at uprooting away from England, moving to Scotland, but no specific place as yet. But yeah, we're going for a fresh start, new
Mm,
place.
exciting.
So I've informed Ashley that I may be off the Warriors for a couple of weeks because I'm
Sure.
settling in like internet and stuff like that.
Of course.
So she's gonna obviously take over, and yeah, we'll keep going.
Exciting. Exciting. It's good to have plans. It's life,
Yes.
isn't it? Things change, things adapt.
Yep.
And and what's the other question I was going to have? Dan's just gone.
You can ask me whatever you want, Nick.
I guess one thing is, would you share some, if you've obviously gone through your own challenges, and, for all the people you've met on the show, if someone's going through something, going through a dark time, they're struggling and they're just overwhelmed, they don't know what to do, it could be obviously some trauma, it could be some depression, it could be what's, could you give a couple of suggestions for things people could do,
Yeah. If you're isolated, feeling broken, feeling rock bottom, want to give up and all that, first piece of feedback is don't keep it to yourself. don't make the same mistake I did. Definitely speak to somebody, especially a stranger. Definitely speak to a stranger because I know we've all been taught to not speak to strangers. I get that and I understand why, but you never know who or what is round that corner. Because if you open up to that one particular person, even if it's just a little bit, you never know if that person's actually going to help you.
I like it. So don't go it alone. You don't need to
You
go
don't
alone.
want
Talk, reach out. There's always someone. I think the key point is there's always someone you can
yeah,
speak to. There's obviously
yeah,
there's a lot of organizations and
yep,
charities, organizations, helplines. Obviously, there
mm-hmm.
is your doctor, but also, yeah, there's like you said, it's not always. Sometimes it's hard to talk to friends or family. They're the closest people the people you're close to can be sometimes the hardest to open up and talk to about.
Yeah,
So a
yeah,
stranger, there's a non-anonymity. There's a certain aspect of confidentiality in a way with strangers. So perhaps
there's,
that can be the better way
there's,
forward.
yeah, and people may want to think they're going to be a burden on the family.
Yeah, and that's
That's
true. So.
understandable.
And with your own your own journey and challenges, do you has being part of the mental health warriors helped you with your own journey? Because for
Yes.
myself, I like to share that I met some great friends. I enjoy being part of this community and hearing other people's stories. It helps sort of me keep going at times and it inspires me.
Wow.
And I know I've met people I can depend on for chat. Has it helped you in that way?
It has. It actually
Yeah.
has. Yes,
Okay.
it has.
And is 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 there a is there not like is there an ideal is there an ideal show or ideal you would like to cover? Is that looking ahead and when because I guess you're always planning. Is there something you think right? That's what I want to talk about that or I want to we haven't talked about this.
I'm actually open to talking absolutely anything.
So it dictated by what
Anything.
comes up people wise, I guess, isn't it? Who
Yeah, it actually does
yeah
depend what comes up. Sometimes if people ain't got a clue what they're talking about,
sure
we come up with something like we do
yes
research. Like for example, Kerry does this mental health group every fortnight at the local community centre,
okay
and she goes with a particular topic. And she didn't know what to actually talk about today. So I said, all right, then here's a suggestion. Go on the Warriors YouTube channel, look at all the topics we've actually covered. And she actually did that. And obviously, she didn't click on the video or anything like that. She was just
sure
looking at the titles.
right right
And it would have been better if she did tune in, to be honest. Gives us the
sure
views. But yeah, but she looked at title and she got a topic straight away. So
interesting
it is it's brilliant. We talk about
yeah.
everything.
That's.
We
Do
do.
you think you're? That's a bit of a different one here. Do you think you're? I don't know if it does, but do you think your communication skills has improved? Because it's a skill. It's a skill to talk on camera. It's a skill to do Zoom
It is.
calls, and and hosting a meeting or a panel group of different people. That's actually a skill. And not everyone's naturally good at speaking to a camera or doing a Zoom call. So, do you think maybe you're naturally good at it, or do you think that's a skill you developed over time as you've done more of these?
I've definitely learnt it. Like if if people looked like it's up there on YouTube as well. If people looked right back to 2019, looked at the first ever video I uploaded
I have actually. Yeah,
compared to now, you see a huge difference.
that's funny.
Now obviously I know this may put things in people's head, but you don't know who's watching you on camera when
Sure,
it comes to it. You don't know, but I don't focus on who's watching. I only focus on the people who I can actually see.
sure,
Like if people want to comment, brilliant, fine. But I focus on the people I'm talking to.
sure. No, of course, of course. Well, it's all about the guests, isn't it? Essentially, it's all about the guests and the viewers.
Yeah.
So, Adam, I think I'm gonna let's wrap this up, but with a call to action to the viewers. And I think it's quite simple. It's for anyone watching this to check out the Mental Health Warriors. With anything like this, where we're trying to raise awareness, it's all about getting the message out to many people as possible. So please do, check out the Facebook group, check out the YouTube channel, watch YouTube videos, add a comment, like them, share them, subscribe to the channel.
Definitely
The
subscribe.
more we can grow this, the more people can reach, the more influence, positive influence we'll have in helping people and supporting people.
Yes.
So Mental Health Warriors, Mental Health Warriors TV, that's all you need to search for. Is there anything else you want to
Um.
add?
No, no. Just keep reaching out.
Keep reaching out. I like it. That's what it's all about. Reach out, support each other. And if you do want to appear in the show or you do have any questions, you can reach out to myself or Adam via any of the channels we've already said. Thank you, Adam, for your time. It's great to see you as always. And
Right.
yes, we'll speak soon.
See you later.
Cheers.